Everyone, and very good evening to all of you. Today our discussion is about internal structure of the earth. It means in Hindi we can say that पृथ्वी की आंतरिक संरचना. And as a geographer we must know about the internal structure of the earth, what is there inside the earth. But I am sure that to know about the internal structure of the earth does not come as a major domain for the geographical analysis. Generally, to know about the internal structure of the earth comes under the domain of geologist. ये भूगर्भ शास्त्रियों का विषय वस्तु है. पृथ्वी की आंतरिक संरचना, पृथ्वी के अंदर कौन कौन से रॉक स्ट्रक्चर है, कौन कौन से लेयर है. These are all are the topics that are related to the field of geology most specifically. But as a geographer, to know about the internal structure of the earth is important because the phenomena, the process that is going inside the earth has the larger implications over the surface of the earth. We know that there are the various kinds of the landform over the earth's surface. Most importantly, the first order relief features like continent and ocean basin. The second order relief features that is related with the mountain, plateau and the plain, as well as all the various mountain building process and the seismic activities that affects the land surface at a larger scale are related with the inside of the earth. The forces that is known as the endogenetic forces that emerges inside of the earth and that causes for the landform evolution, creation and the origin and the constructions of the different kinds of the landform because of the endogenetic forces that comes and that is generated from inside the earth. That's why it is very important and significant to learn about the internal structure of the earth. The internal structure of the earth also causes of the generation of the different kinds of the earthquake, tsunami and as well as other volcanic hazards. The volcanicity, the volcanic eruptions, the seismic activities, the origin and genesis of the mid-oceanic ridges, origin and genesis of the different kinds of the earthquake waves, these are also comes from the inside the earth. That's why it's very necessary to learn about the internal structure of the earth. But it's very difficult to understand and to learn about the internal structure of the earth with our limitations. We cannot know inside the earth what is going on through our direct observation. To know about the inside of the earth as well as to know about the layers that are in space, that is the two difficult areas where the modern technology even are in the process to know about the inside of the earth as well as in the outside of the space. So the cosmology, astronomy and as well as the geology is the science and the branch to know about the cosmos and the universe as well as to know about the lithology, stratigraphy and different kinds of the tensional and compressional forces that is running inside the earth. But for a geographer, these two special branches of astronomy and geology are having the larger implications and influences to study about the phenomena that occurs over the surface. We study the constellations, we study the galaxy, we study also the other planets of the solar system, we study also about the different kinds of the moon and the other satellite, because it influences the physical process of the earth in terms of the tidal forces that is generated by the gravitational and mutual gravitational power of the moon and the sun over the earth. In the same way, the processes that involve inside the earth has causes to the larger variations in terms of the landforms, as well as it causes for the seismic activities and the volcanic and earthquake eruptions over the earth's surface. But because of the limitations of the human observation, we are not able to study directly inside the earth. Then how can we know about the inside the earth? कैसे हम जान सकते हैं कि पृथ्वी की आंतरिक संरचना क्या है या पृथ्वी के अंदर है क्या? What are the various bases and the criteria through which we are able to learn the phenomena and the processes that is running inside the earth, and what are the various structural layers inside the earth? However, there are the mining and the mineral excavations through which a little amount of knowledge can be derived through the mining activities, but there is the limitations of these mineral excavations. It is only beyond the 8 kilometer of the depth we can understand about the thermal conditions or the physical compositions of the rocks during the mining activities. Then what would be the other sources? What would be the various criteria and the basis to know about the internal structure of the earth? The scientists that is related to the earth sciences, the scholars of geodesy, geology and geography, they have generally emerged, they have generally explained about there are three important sources through which we can understand about the internal structure of the earth. Then what are these sources that are helpful to know about the internal structure of the earth? Then we can generalize that these three sources are artificial sources. The first category of the sources that is known as the artificial sources, that includes about the temperature, pressure and density of the rock structure, through which we can understand about the little amount of informations related to the internal structure of the earth. Second important source to know about the internal structure of the earth is sources that are related with the origin of the earth. There are various theories and the hypotheses that has been initiated and that has been given with relations to the origin of the solar system and the origin of the earth, and through these various theories we can draw the inferences about the internal structure of the earth. Third important source to know about the internal structure of the earth is the natural sources. These natural sources varied in terms of the volcanicity, volcanic eruptions, earthquake and the seismic waves, that is known as the science of seismology. Let us discuss each sources in the detail about how can we know about the internal structure of the earth and how much these important sources are helpful to know about the internal structure of the earth. Let us discuss about the first important source, that is known as artificial sources. In artificial sources we are going to discuss about the density of the rock and the density of the various categories of the rocks inside the earth. These density of the rocks varied from one part of the earth to the another part of the earth, and they are helpful to know about what would be the density of the earth inside. We know that at surface level, over the face of the globe, at the depth of 0.8 to 1.6 kilometer, there is the thin layer of the sedimentary rocks, and most of the scientists are agreed that the density of this upper thin layer of the sedimentary rocks would be 2.7 gram per cubic centimeter. And beyond the depth of these sedimentary layers of the upper surfaces, there is another layers of the rocks that is in the crystalline rock structure, and the density would vary from 3.3 to 3.5 gram per cubic centimeter. But most of the scientists are agreed over the opinion that the average density of the earth in whole is about 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. And the density of the inside of the core, or you can say the density of the core, is 11. In general, how can we be able to know about the density of the core that is very inside the earth, that is at the depth of more than 5,000 kilometers inside the earth? We can be able to know about this high density of the core because of the average. If the average density of the whole earth is 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter, and the density of the upper thin layer of the sedimentary rocks is 2.7, and the density of the crystalline rocks is 3.3 to 3.5 gram per cubic centimeter, then we can assume that what would be the density of the inside of the core. Through a very smaller statistical calculation, that is mean or the average or the arithmetic mean, we can able to draw the inferences that the density of the core would be 11, and that is 11 gram per cubic centimeter. Then what is the reason for the high density of the core? What are the other sources? Why the density of the core is 11, that is a very high density? The reason behind the very high density of the core is assumed that the pressure of the overlaying rocks upon each other causes for the high density of the rocks inside the earth. If we put the rocks over rocks, that is known as the superincumbent load inside the earth. If the superincumbent load of the rocks will increase, then sure the pressure of the rocks will increase inside the earth. And because of the high pressure increases inside the earth, the density of the core would be high. Because of the increasing pressures because the pressure increases the density. Pressure causes for the compressions, and these compressional forces of the superincumbent load of the rock structure upon other rocks causes for the increase of the density of the core. But this theory was rejected by many scholars. Few scholars claim that no, if we increase the pressure of the overlaying rocks, it does not mean the density will also increase, because there is the critical limit of the each rocks. When we increase the pressure, density sometimes not increases beyond that critical limit. Then what would be the various factors, what causes for the high density of the core inside the earth? Then after a long scientific analysis, the most of the geologists and the scholars agreed that this high density of the core is because of the very high metallic concentration, because of the nickel and the ferrous of the solid structure, highly dense rocks or the minerals or the metals are located inside the core, and that causes for the inner core having the very high density that is in solid status. So that pressure is one of the important means through which we can know a little amount of the inside of the earth and internal composition and structure of the earth. There are other sources like temperature, that is also an important factor that provides the informations of the internal structure of the earth. That temperature includes, it means that the temperature increases with the height, with the depth. In general, during mining activities or during borings or during the mineral excavation, it has been noted that temperature inside the earth increases with the rate of 1 degree Celsius per 32 meter. With this rate of the increase of the temperature would be beyond the melting point also. If the temperature will increase in the same rate, that is 1 degree Celsius per 32 meter inside the earth, or 2 to 3 degrees Celsius per 100 meters inside the earth, it may lead to the melting of the whole rock structure of the earth, and that is also not possible. If the temperature increases with the same rate, there might be possibility of the melting of the whole rock structure that is located inside the earth, and temperature also not provides with the same rate about the internal structure of the earth. In general, it is assumed that the temperature at the 100 kilometer of the depth, the temperature is 11 degrees Celsius. The temperature at the depth of 400 kilometer inside the earth, the temperature is about 14 or 1500 degrees Celsius. In the same way, the temperature at the depth of 2900 kilometer, the temperature is about the 3700 degrees Celsius. But if we are considering that temperature increases with the depth at the rate of 1 degree Celsius per 32 meter, then the temperature would be 25,000 degrees Celsius at 200 kilometer depth, and that is not imaginable. In this state of increase of the temperature, there would be, the whole rocks will be melted because it reaches to the beyond the melting point of the rock structure inside the earth. However, temperature at the zone of 5100 kilometer inside the earth, it is assumed that the temperature is only 4300 degrees Celsius. But what is the reason why the temperature is increasing at the upper crust at the rate of 1 degree Celsius per 32 meter? जब मिनरल एक्सकेवेशन हम करते हैं या जब बोर हिल्स या जब हम माइनिंग एक्टिविटीज करते हैं, तो टेम्परेचर की दर 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस पर 32 मीटर में बढ़ती हुई नजर आती है इफ वी गो इन द डेप्थ ऑफ द इनसाइड द अर्थ. द मेजर रीजन फॉर द हाई टेम्परेचर at the crustal zone, and that increases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius per 32 meter, is the disintegration of the radioactive elements. Radioactive elements are the responsible factor for the increase of the temperature in the crustal region or in the upper part of the earth, that is the crust, because Most of the radioactive elements are concentrated in the crustal margins of the upper layer of the lithosphere, or the upper layers of the earth, that is crust. Disintegration and the decay of the radioactive minerals causes for the increase of the temperature in the upper part, and that is not we cannot say that the rate of the increase of the temperature will be in the same manner inside the earth beyond the crust. हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि अगर क्रस्ट में अगर तापमान बढ़ रहा है तो उसी रेट से तापमान जो है अंदर इंक्रीज होगा, लेकिन जो तापमान की भी एक लिमिट है, देयर आर द क्रिटिकल लिमिट ऑफ द इंक्रीज ऑफ द टेम्परेचर, and the pressure causes for the increase of the temperature, and there is the critical limit of the melting of the melting of the rocks, and the pressure, high pressure and the high superincumbent load of the rocks causes for the increase of the melting points of the rocky structure inside the earth. So temperature has the certain say, has a certain informations through which we can understand about the internal structure of the earth through the means of temperature, but it is not a very good, or you cannot say that it is the sole criteria to understand about the internal structure of the earth with the help of this only with the help of the measurement of the heat that is known as temperature. The another sources that are known as the sources of the origin of the earth is also another sources that provides a little information about the internal structure of the earth. There are many theories that are related to the origin of the earth and the solar system, like the Chamberlain and Moulton theory of the planetesimal hypothesis, that is the smaller dust fragments of the rocks that are associated with each other, and these solid dust particles or the parts of the rocks or the fragments of the rock is known as planetesimal, and because of the integration of that fragments of the rock or the planetesimal causes for the origin of the earth. This theory provides the information that the internal structure of the earth is in solid in nature, but from where the molten lava comes out, if the whole earth is in the solid state, from where this molten materials comes out. Gaseous theory of the origin of the earth that provides the informations by the scholars like Kant and the Laplace, where the nebula is considered as the basis for the origin of the earth and the solar system. But that nebular hypothesis provides that the informations that the earth's internal is made by the gaseous or the liquid state. Even the Jean and Jeffries theory of the tidal hypothesis of the origin of the earth provides the informations that the earth would be developed by the semi-liquid or the liquid materials, and the filament like shape has been emerged from these primordial matters. In accordance with that Jean and Jeffries theories of the tidal hypothesis of the origin of the earth, we can draw the inferences that the internal structure of the earth would be in the liquid state, and that is not also possible. So we cannot say that the theories of the origin of the earth is the reliable source to know the inside the earth or the internal structure of the earth. There are another set of the sources that are known as the natural sources, and that is very important to know about the internal structure of the earth. Among all the natural sources, the volcanicity and seismology are the two important sources through which we can certain extent we can draw the certain knowledge about the internal structure of the earth, the what is the layers inside the earth, or the what are the lithological structure, or what are the various rock structure inside the earth. These volcanic sources or the seismology are the important sources that provides the informations of the internal structure of the earth in a larger extent. So let us discuss about the volcanic eruptions or the volcanicity as the source of the knowledge of internal structure of the earth. Volcanicity means the opening of the rock structure or the vent in the rock from where the volcanic materials like the breccia, like the dust particles, vapor, or the different gaseous elements erupted away. These volcanic eruptions causes for the eruptions of the lava from inside of the earth towards the outer surface layer. When the volcanoes occurs, then we can assume that there might be a layer that is molten in status inside the earth, and that layer from where the magma reaches out in the form of lava to the ground, that is known as the magma chamber. At the first instant when we see the volcanic eruptions in the semi-molten materials or the molten materials erupted from inside the earth and reaches to the outer layer or towards the outer earth surface, then we may say that there is a layer that is in semi-liquid or liquid status inside the earth. But the theory of the superincumbent load that causes for the increase of the pressure of the rocks rejected the view about the liquid layers inside. Because of the compression that causes by the superincumbent load, the pressure increases, and that also causes for the increase of the melting point of the different rock structure inside the earth. But from where this magma comes out into the form of lava, from where this semi-liquid or molten materials comes out, then the answer is, we know that there is the superincumbent load of the rocks with each other, and that causes for the increase of the temperature, the increase of the pressure, and that leads to the increase of melting point of the rocks. But that melting point of the rock reduces because of the certain release of the pressure during the opening or the fracture or the crack of the rock in the weaker zones of the earth crust. Because of the fracture or because of the opening, because of the certain tensional compressional forces, the pressure decreased, and that release of the pressure causes for the lowering of the melting point, and the rocks melted away in a very shorter time, shorter period, and the lava erupted from outside because of the release of the pressure, because of the certain amount of the fracture, certain amount of the frictions, certain amount of the opening. The volcanic materials or the volcanic eruptions occurred because of the release of the pressure, because of the release of the pressure, because of due to release of the pressure. थोड़ा सा क्रॉप कर दीजिएगा. Because of the this volcanic eruptions occurred, volcanicity experienced because of the release of the pressure due to fracture, frictions, opening in the upper crust, and that causes for the decrease of the superincumbent load, and that reduces the melting point of the rocks, and rocks melted away, and rocks melted and changed into the semi-liquid materials. And because of the release of the pressure, opening of the rock structure, this magma erupted in the form of lava at the upper surface. So these are the important sources that is included in terms of density, pressure, temperature and volcanicity and the origin of the earth theories that are responsible, that provides a little information about the inside of the earth structure, but the major source of the information of the internal structure of the earth is seismology. And in next video we are going to discuss about how the seismology or the earthquake waves are the important and the most important factors that are responsible to know about the internal structure of the earth. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks a lot.